y'all, it's Taren. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are doing a Q&A. I thought it would be fun. Last week, or maybe the week before, I asked y'all over on Instagram to ask me some questions, and we're going to sit here and answer those questions. I opted out of doing a get ready with me while I answer these because you just saw one of those last week that was relatively long. If you didn't watch it, I will link it in the description box down below. But we're just going to sit here and answer questions. Usually when I ask for questions, I get a lot of the same questions, but this go round, I got a lot of new ones. So that's exciting that we're going to answer some new questions in this video. So I have several. So we're going to try to get to all of them as long as this video doesn't get too long. All right, first question. What is your favorite way to eat a potato? What is not my favorite way to eat a potato? I don't like sweet potatoes. That's probably the only thing. I like French fries. I like tater tots. I like roasted potatoes. I like mashed potatoes. I like baked potatoes. I like basically any way you're going to do a potato, I like it, with the exception of sweet potatoes. I don't really care for those. Where's your favorite place you've ever been, and where's a new place that you want to travel? So my favorite place would probably be Jamaica. Brian and I went last October and had such a good time. We had a little fiasco with the flight initially, but once we got to Jamaica, it was beautiful. I did vlog while I was there, so that will be linked down below as well. But that was probably my favorite place. Where I want to go, Hawaii, but I don't like to fly. Now, driving, Nashville. I've always wanted to go to Nashville, and we actually talked about one year for my birthday going to Nashville, which this year, my birthday's in July, so it most likely won't happen this year, but maybe in the future. What do you eat for dinner, especially now that we're in quarantine? If you haven't watched my vlogs, then I typically, there's not really a typical. We've done, chicken and rice, we've done spaghetti, we've done steaks, we've done tacos, we've done hot dogs and hamburgers. That's pretty much it. I do really like the Bird's Eye makes this roasted corn, one of those steamer bags. That's really good. I really like that. Do you get tornadoes in your town? Yes. Yes, we do. How do you edit your videos? What are your essentials now that YouTube is full-time? I use iMovie on my Mac laptop to edit videos, and I use music from, if you are a YouTube creator, there's an audio library within your back end of your YouTube channel, and you can pull music and stuff from there. iMovie does have some sound effects if you wanted to throw those in with like transitions, which a transition would be like a white flash between clips or a slow dissolve or something like that. I see a lot of YouTubers throw in sound effects when they do that, but I haven't really found sound effects that I like enough to throw those in there. What are your essentials now that you're YouTube full-time? I don't really know what category you mean. I drink a lot of water. There's a Nestle lemon water that I like, bottled water. This is also a favorite, the Fiji apple. I get these at Walmart. What else? I don't really have essentials because I'm home all day. So, sorry. Hopefully that answers your question. How do your cat and your dog get along? So I had Layla. I knew Brian, we were dating, but we didn't live together and we weren't married. So I got her when she was a kitten, and when Brian and I moved in together, she was a full-on grown adult. So she is 2 years older than Cash. So when we got Cash, Cash was a puppy. And initially, Layla was bigger than Cash, so it was all good in the hood. Well, Cash grew really fast. So now, obviously, she's bigger than Layla. Cash is probably 55 pounds. Layla is maybe 10 or 11 pounds. They get along okay. The cat is way more mellow than the dog. So the dog wants to play a lot and the cat doesn't want anything to do with it. But they don't injure each other. They don't play or seriously hurt each other. They play fight, but they've never, knock on wood, to this point, they don't hurt each other on purpose, which is a great thing. Are you a Disney fan? If so, your favorite princess? I'm not a huge Disney fan, but my favorite Disney movie is Aladdin, so I would say Princess Jasmine. First date you want to go on after quarantine? Brian and I talked about this the other day. I don't really know if there's a specific date, but we've really been into that show. I think it's on HGTV called Hometown, where they renovate houses, and it's filmed in Laurel, Mississippi, which is just a few hours from us. So we've talked about, once this is all over, just taking a day trip and just riding through the small town and eating lunch at the places they show and just trying to see if we can spot some of the houses that they've redone. And they go into the cutest resale shops. And so we've talked about, shopping and going into one of those. Are you enjoying being a full-time YouTuber? Yes, absolutely. I love it 100%. My job ended February 4th. So it's April, whatever date. So a couple months. So yes, I really like it. Your house is so cute in your vlogs. Have you guys done any projects, or was it move-in ready? It was absolutely move-in ready, but there were things that we wanted to do that came with time. We didn't do anything. Well, the one thing we did right off the bat was paint, because some of the colors were a little loud for us. So we painted a more neutral look throughout the house, and we put in hardwood floors. This is the only room in the house that has carpet, and that's because I film in it, and if it didn't have carpet, the sound would bounce and that sort of thing. So the carpet works best for this room. Next thing we did was the kitchen. We redid the cabinets. They were, I think I still have before and after pictures. I'll put them up here if I do. They were more of a mahogany. We painted them to white and redid the hardware. We redid the countertops and painted in there as well. Then came the master bathroom. I don't know if I have before and after pictures. If I do, I'll put them here. But we had a walk-in shower, but it was a whole unit in itself, and it was kind of small. So we took that out, retiled the whole thing, added extra space for the shower, added a little bit of a bench, tiled the whole floor. We redid those cabinets as well. They were the same mahogany color. Got new sinks, a mirror. I just had a coughing fit, so if my eyes are a little red, that is why. Next question. How long have you lived in Mobile? I live in Mobile too. I meet so many of y'all that live in Mobile or in the surrounding areas. Such a small world. I can't believe so many people that live so close to me watch my videos. So thank you. I've lived in Mobile my whole life. I was born in Mobile. I only moved away when I got a job in Jacksonville, Florida for a year and a half. I moved away, but other than that, I've always lived in Mobile and commuted. Like I did work in Pensacola, Florida, but I commuted, and then I worked in Pascagoula, Mississippi, but I lived in Mobile and commuted. So that's so cool that you live in Mobile. Let's see, next question. Favorite brick and mortar store to shop and favorite online site to shop? All right, let's do clothes and let's do boutiques because I can already think of some. My favorite brick and mortar to shop is Zeal Boutique. There are several in my area. And there was also one when I worked in Pascagoula that was within walking distance from my office. So when I would get a lunch break, a lot of times I would walk if it was nice outside and shop. So I like Zeal Boutique. They don't have a huge selection of plus size, but what they do have is that very cute and trendy plus size look. So I like that. Online, I would say Chic Soul. I've done several videos where I've purchased myself and hauled Chic Soul items. They fit me really well and they're really flattering for me. Your favorite go-to store that you know will always fit and have a style you will like. I'm going to go back to Zeal Boutique because a lot of people, including myself most times, I like to try things on before I buy them. So Zeal Boutique, obviously you can try on their brick and mortar store. I also like Belk. I know it's a pretty big department store, but they have a huge plus size section and they have so many different things. So they have plus size that's definitely more matronly, and then they've got a plus size that's workwear, and then they also have not just workwear, but that sort of look. They definitely have a more juniors plus look at certain sections, and then a preppier look. Just depends on what you're going for. So I know that I will always, always, always find something at Belk. I love your confidence. How have you been able to love your body? I struggle with this. I've answered this, or I touched on it in a Get Ready With Me video, I think. I don't see see myself as a plus size person. I also don't see myself as a regular or straight size person. This is what I look like. And, you know, throughout life, people gain weight and people lose weight. I know when I first started my YouTube channel was around the time that Brian and I got married, and I'd worked really hard to lose weight for the wedding. And so when I first started, I was obviously lighter, or, you know, a little bit smaller than I am now. So over the years, y'all have watched me kind of grow a little bit in subscriber count and physically to what I look like now. And this is more of the weight that I usually sit at. This is probably what I looked like when I met Brian. So I think as long as you are focusing on your mental health, doing things that are going to make you happy from the inside first. So for me, that means doing things that I know will help my body on the outside as well. Now, not everybody is built the same. We know that just by the vast amount and variety of plus size YouTubers, or YouTubers in general, really. We know that. But I think it's important to focus and work on being the healthiest that you can be. So I really enjoy hot yoga. I love to also eat Chick-fil-A often. And I also love to eat fruits and salads. So I think it's a balance and being happy with yourself in the current state, because no one is promised tomorrow. Focus on your mental health and just loving yourself the way that you are. I live in the South. I've said this before in that other video, which means I'm in swimsuits all the time. You know, it's hot. I wear shorts, tank tops, all that. And I think that consistency will help you. I had a comment the other day of someone asking me how I feel so great in a swimsuit. If you don't feel great in a swimsuit, wear it every day in the house. So for a few hours a day, put your swimsuit on and do random things around the house, whether it's the dishes or cooking dinner or laundry or sit on the couch and watch TV. Eventually, you will be more and more comfortable in that swimsuit. Same goes with a pair of shorts or a tank top or whatever. Check the mail. Go for a walk around your neighborhood. Maybe not in a swimsuit, but you could put on a pair of shorts over it. You know, consistency will eventually start to be comfortable. Hopefully that helps. I get this question a lot, or this comment a lot, like, love your confidence, how are you so confident? And I think that sometimes the misconception can be that if you are plus size, that you can't be confident, and that's not the case. So you can be confident, like me, and wear swimsuits and whatever you want to wear, while you're also focusing in the back of your head on, there's something that I want to achieve, and I can do it. Hopefully that makes sense. Besides beauty and fashion, what are some of your other interests? I actually really enjoy video editing, which makes sense because of my past jobs in television, but I really enjoy taking these clips and putting them together. Spending time with family is number one. Also, I really like swimming. I did competitive. I was on a high school swim team for a hot minute, and I really enjoyed it. So we're going to go with that. That's my, and hot yoga, as I've said several times. What do you do every day? YouTube. So a couple days, maybe 2 or 3 days a week will be filming days, and I wake up when Brian wakes up every single morning at probably 8, and I get to work. I will go and answer emails, respond to comments, and then I'll come sit in this room and get ready, and then we film videos. And that usually takes all day for probably 2 or 3 days. I film them all, and then the other days of the week, I edit them. I try not to work past when Brian gets home from work, and then I take the days off that he has off. So he's off Sundays and Mondays. I take those days off as well. And when we're not in quarantine, first thing I do in the mornings is hot yoga. What is your favorite meal to cook? Brian really enjoys the fried pork chops, so we're gonna go with that. What made you decide to start YouTube, and what videos did you start with? I started because I saw other people doing it that were doing plus size fashion hauls and beauty and makeup, and not even plus size, but just other people that I really liked. And so I thought, I've got this background in, you know, television and being on camera and video editing, why not try it? I actually was a guest on a podcast. Gosh, it was a while ago. So I'll link that down below if you want to listen. They asked me more about that anyway, so I talk about it more. First videos I started with were makeup and hair, I think. and then I only did a couple of them, and then I got a Stitch Fix box and did an unboxing and try on, and people really liked it, so that's kind of what I stuck with. Do you miss reporting? No. Not yet, because it's only been a couple of months since I last did that, and then especially right now, what's going on in the world, I know I would be out there talking to people every day, and the county, I covered Jackson County, Mississippi, and at last check, Jackson County had the highest number of COVID-19 cases in the entire state, and that would be where I work, and it's just not something that I want to do. So no, not yet. I need to find good socks that don't shrink and don't wear out in a week. What's your favorite? I get them from Academy. They're the no-show socks with a bit of silicone on the back. I wear the heck out of them. They don't shrink. The dog will eat the silicone if I leave them out. But other than that, I would recommend those. I will link them down below. Have you taken an Enneagram type test? No. People ask me that a lot. But no, I haven't. Did you always tend to date older guys? So Brian and I have been married 3 years this June, and he is 21 years older than me. But no, Brian is the first guy that I dated that was that much older than me. I mean, I dated guys that were a year or two older, but no, never that much older. So he's the first one. Where did you grow up? Did you date a lot before you met your hubby? I grew up in Mobile, and I don't know if date a lot is the word. I had a boyfriend, the same boyfriend through college, for most of college anyways. And then once we broke up, then yeah, I mean, you know, I wouldn't say a lot, but yes, I did date, but not a lot, I don't think. Do you struggle with confidence being plus size? I don't know if the last 3 words were needed on that. Do you struggle with confidence? I think everyone does. I think being plus size has nothing to do with it. There are days that I wake up and just feel like blah. Like I don't feel like I want to try on swimsuits, or I want to get dressed, or whatever, you know, go anywhere because I just don't feel like I look my best. I think everyone has those days, but I think as long as you turn it around and the next day you feel better, then I think you're doing pretty good in life. How did you and your husband meet? We met through mutual friends. What's your all-time favorite book? Oh gosh. I don't know if I have an all-time favorite. I just finished The Wife Between Us. That was really, really good. Yeah, I don't know if I have an all-time favorite that I reread and stuff, but I did really like that one. Do you watch Bravo, Housewives, etc.? No, I'm not really into reality TV. I was 7, 8 years ago, I guess, but not so much anymore. Did you major in journalism in college, and did you always want to be a news reporter? I did major in broadcast journalism. I went to the University of South Alabama. I majored in broadcast journalism with a minor in sociology. I don't know if I always wanted to be a news reporter. When I was younger, I wanted to be an actress. Or a singer or something, and we quickly realized I can't act and I can't sing. So I think in my head at that time the next best thing was to be a news reporter, because then I still got my fix of being on camera. And as I went through college and then got my first couple of jobs in TV stations and newsrooms, I realized that I really liked telling people stories. So it quickly became less about me being on camera and more about how can I tell this person's story and get my point across with all of the facts in a minute and 15 seconds or a minute and 30 seconds tops. And a lot of times my old job in Pascagoula, Mississippi, I worked at WLOX. We would have live shots in the 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. newscast, so you saw my face. But my main story that aired at 10 p.m. every night, you never even saw my face. You heard my voice, but for me it was more about the subject, the person that I'm talking to, and why I'm talking to them, and what they want to get across to the viewers watching. Do you think it would have been a problem to cross state lines if you were still a news reporter? I don't think so, because I'd be working. I know Florida, I'm not sure if they still have, but I know Florida closed its borders and you had to have a pretty damn good reason to get in. So I don't think it would have been a problem, because as long as I had a work badge, then it would have been fine. Are you going to have any babies? I also touched on this, or Brian and I did, back in November. We did a husband and wife Q&A. And no, we don't really want children, I guess. Like, we were at a point, and we still really are, where you work all the time. And so I've just gotten out of working all the time in such long hours. He works really long hours. We don't really get a lot of time to just go do things. So we've talked about kids probably aren't in the cards for us right now. Or planned children, I should probably say. Do you use self-tanner? If so, what kind? I recently used the Jergens Deep Bronze. Love the color. My application technique is slacking, I'll be honest. So that one you've got to be really careful where you place it and that you blend it. Ones that don't take as much blending are the Saint-Tropez or St. Moritz from Ulta. I get them from Ulta anyways. Those are a little more foolproof, in my opinion. Anyways. Oh my gosh, that was the last question. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed this Q&A. I know it's probably relatively long, but again, it can be a nice distraction and just something to watch. If you want to leave me questions in the comments down below, I make it a point to read every single comment because I feel like y'all are taking the time to respond to usually the questions I ask in try-on videos, so I want to read them, obviously, because I've asked for your opinion, but I also make it a point to read them. So if you have any other questions that I didn't answer, you can leave them down below and I will get to them and I will answer your questions. So that's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching this fun Q&A video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and I will see y'all in my next one. Bye.